So good Friday afternoon, and we're up at Les's shop, and I figured I'd come up here for a manly meal of pizza and burger or fries or something for lunch. And Les has decided that today it's going to be salad.
Snake and salad.
Snake and salad.
Chicken and salad.
Okay.
Buffalo chicken.
So no pizza, no burgers. We're going to have a healthy salad for lunch before we start working on the car. What language was that?
English. Pissed off English.
So do you want to tell people what we're going to do today?
Yes.
Okay, so run us through what we're going to do.
We're attempting to remove a lot of the last bit of parts off the car, ready to lift the shell off, so that if there's any potential buyers interested in the shell, they could perhaps consider it at a very reasonable price. We will sell the shell.
You're not a salesperson,
There's
Les.
a few things on it that I am still after taking off the body shell, which are my tail lights.
No,
and
what's the important stuff that you need to do first?
I need to remove my tail lights.
No,
I
that's
need to
that's not important, but we're going to do that since it seems to be on Les's important list. So
remove the rear tail lights, the rear wiring harness for the lights. Remove the brackets that hold the side fenders onto the frame.
yeah,
So
so
that the frame can come apart from the body shell.
well, we think that it'll be easier to get the body off with the brackets that hold the side of the bumper on. I'm not sure whether that can come off or not with those brackets on, so we're just going to go and take them off. The other thing we need to take off is that rear bracket that held the rear of the bumper on, because I think that'll be difficult to get it over that. The way the valence comes in at the bottom, I think we need to remove that bracket. So this one's going to be a bit of a challenge, because yesterday, as I mentioned, you may not have heard me, Les, but it looks like it's had a bit of a tiny rear impact and it's closed up the bolt holes. There's a slot in the frame where you can get a wrench up to hold one of the bolts on the inside, and it looks like that slot is closed up, so we may have to widen that up to be able to get a wrench up there. So that might be a bit of a challenge. Okay, Les, what else?
Then we're going to try and take the bolts out of the floor.
Right.
That are holding the shell onto the frame.
So that's where this we're going to have to investigate this plate area where we can't see the rear bolts here. So we're going to have to check that out.
Someone's covered it with tar.
And then we have I've gone through all the bolt locations with Les.
Front bolts, center bolts,
Yep.
bolts,
4 here,
and bolts up above.
3 here, 2
and
here,
on the back.
3 at the back. So I think Les is going to do the dirty work and get under the car and work on the bracketry. I'll do the nice clean and hopefully easy work and start working on the taillights. All right, let's get to work. Right, Sweet Pea?
Yep.
All right, just ignore any swearing you might hear in the background. That's Les under the car, trying to get those rear brackets off. Anyway, I got my job done. I got the taillights off, the rear license plate lamps off, and we've got the rear harness out. So those actually look to be in pretty good shape. They could use a good polishing and a good cleaning on the inside, so that'll be another job for us to do another day. But other than that, doesn't look too bad. Missing a few fasteners as per this car. It seems like things have been taken apart and put back together, and not overly well. I think they probably took those lights off when they painted this car and didn't put all the fasteners back on. Anyway, let me go check on Les's progress and see if he's got any words of wisdom for us. Okay, Les, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah?
You do all the hard work here, Dave.
Yeah, it's your car, so you get to do all the hard work, you're right. So is it coming off, or what's the deal?
It's coming off, Dave.
Okay, so we'll bring you back for an update once Les has got this completely done. That'll probably be in a couple hours. Okay, so while Les is working on the rear of the car, I'm going to start undoing the front body mount locations.
The one came out.
And the first two I'm going to do are here in the front corners, holding the fronts of the inner fenders down. And then there's one back here as well on each side that we'll do. So we'll get those off to begin with, and then we'll move to the middle of the car. So Les is going to take you for an underside tour of the frame here, where he just removed this bracket. So Here's the bracket. Show it to me, Les. Maybe I'll take this and I'll show them up here.
weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, they're pretty heavy. So this is the bracket that we just removed. And remember me talking about yesterday, let me try to get this in a little bit better light. Come over here. So this is the rear mount to the bumper. So here's that mount that I was talking about. This goes through to that stud to the rear bumper. This is the one we were having problems with yesterday. Getting a ratchet on it with a socket and then getting the angle to be able to, it looks a little easier with this being off the car, but trust me, there's not much room under there. So let's just remove these two fasteners here to remove this bracket. So that's good. Good job for Les. I think there was a big spacer under this bracket as well. I think this is a spacer here. This is a big heavy metal spacer. And I didn't take this off, but I think that goes something like that, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. I'm not sure what side it goes on. Anyway, so that is off. So now Les is working on that other area, which is the mount that is sort of a stabilizer for the wings here. So there's a couple bolts he's just removing down the bottom there. Anything you want to say about that, Les?
Yeah, I didn't realize there was a bolt that's bolted onto the frame.
So move your hand for a sec, Les.
Yeah.
So here's that bracket that he's removing now that comes out to the side here, which is the side support for that bumper. So there's two bolts there that he's removing. Okay.
Get a hold of that with a screwdriver.
You sure you don't want me to come down there and do it?
I'll tell you what. You do it. I'll fuck. Try it. Get in, stupid, and show me how to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna get under the car. One of the perils of working on this car is it's full of sand. This is just from that rear bumper mount we were working on. Very dusty and dirty work. Okay. So driver's side bracket was difficult to get off because there's some frame damage back here. You can see how it's crumpled a little bit. It looks like it might have had a rear impact. So that made it very difficult to get to the inside bolts. Just the angle was difficult. And then the rear mount to the frame was a pain as well. It was rusted pretty solid, so we had difficulty getting that off. Anyway, we persevered and got that off. So now we're working on the other side. We got Les over there working on that side. We're also looking at this center mount here, and this bolt has been bent up. It looks like almost 90 degrees. So basically we've got to make a decision here. We're either going to heat that and bang that back or just cut it off. And be careful not to cut the cross tube. So we have a reciprocating saw and a grinder, so that's probably what we're going to do on this middle mount, and then we're going to work on the outside mount as well. That's where we're at. Having fun. Right?
Yeah, fun.
Let's take your glasses off.
Why is that?
Yeah, you look pretty dirty actually. Dirtier than usual. Anyway, that was a real fight. So we hacksawed off the middle fastener, and on the passenger side that bolt was not coming off either, so we hacksawed that. We were able to get a reciprocating saw in there without doing any damage except to the bolt that was holding it on. So the three fasteners at the rear are now undone. So I was trying to get this one undone. This one is stuck solid. That one I would probably suggest before we break it to probably get some heat on that. So these two are being stubborn.
Should we be going that way?
Yeah. So anyway, we'll maybe get some heat before Les snaps that off. Right, Les?
Nope.
I'm just gonna snap it off. Just waiting for the foam to catch on fire. And then I'm waiting for Les to catch on fire after that. Alright, let's see if this works. Hopefully it does. I don't really even care if the nut breaks off or the bolt breaks off, but we're going to get it out one way or the other, right, Les?
Yep.
Alright, so we're just getting to the bottom of the patch issue. This is on the driver's side. We already kind of got that one pried up a little bit over there. So we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. I can see the tops of the bolt holes, but I'm going to try to dig off that, whatever that is, tar or undercoating that are around the bolt head, so Les can get these off. So just want to give you a quick shot of that. It looks like it's been riveted down to the floor. You can just see a couple of rivets there. So we're just prying that up. It doesn't look like it's welded, so that's probably a good thing. Anyway, we'll get that off there and get to those bolts. Other than that, we've got these ones out. Had forgotten about these two ones in the center that we needed to get, so we heated those up and those are out. That guy's out over there, this guy's out over here. The three rear at the are done there. Les has done the 4 over there at the front. So we'll concentrate on these 2 areas here, and then he'll come over here. And this area looks a little suspect over here as well, so it might be a little touch and go in that area. Just wanted to give you a quick update. So
they don't care, Dave.
there's the patch that they put in. So there's a hole there. I'm not sure how extensive it is towards the fasteners. Les is doing the same on that side. So give you a shot when we get that off.
There.
Yeah, pull it off anyway, Les. Get your vice grips now and pull it off.
What kind of fucking metal did they use?
Okay, no sir. Vice grips. There you
This
go.
is roofer's tar.
You think so?
Yeah, it fucking sure smells like it.
Why are you swearing?
Because it does. Oh, you got me on camera.
Yeah, no swearing on camera.
I'm done.
Do you want me to come over there and show you how to do it?
Nope. That's how you do it, Tush.
All right, so we're going to dig around and try to get those bolt heads exposed.
How many of them is there?
3 out of this roofing tar that's in
One?
here. Yeah,
I can only see one.
we will be back. It's possible they only put 1 in there, but that would be nice. But there should be 3 in there. As luck would have it, those bolts that are in there are pretty much just stripped, and we're not getting a good purchase on them. So it looks like the grinder is coming up. We're going to try a few more things before we resort to that, but it's looking like grinder time. So we resorted to using an 11 mil socket hammered on the bolt, and let's try that impact again, Les. There you go. So that seems to be working for the moment. So we'll continue on. Hopefully that keeps working and we don't break anything off or we don't strip anything off. Anyway, so end of day update just coming up to about 5:30 or so. Les is being called home for dinner. So we're going to call it a day out here. So we did resort to grinding off the last bolt here. We couldn't get that out. So we still have that side to do back here. We have this side to do up here up the front. And then we've got the 2 in the engine bay. And then that's it. So what's that? 4, 7. We got 9 more bolts to go before the body can come off. So not too bad. I was hoping that we get it done today, but so be it. We can get back out here tomorrow. So that's it for now. I think what we'll do tomorrow is based on the fact that we've got very few things left to do. I think what we'll do tomorrow, Les, is we'll bring the my shop crane. Yeah. We'll be proactive, bring my shop crane, and then hopefully we'll finish getting the bolts off, and then we'll assemble the shop crane, and I'll bring my rope harness, and hopefully maybe tomorrow we can get this body off. Sound good? Sound like a plan? Leslie?
Yes.
All right. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.